Hi, thank you for coming in. This chicken is Barbie. She's a buff Brahma. And we have an olive egger, Miss Copper. She's normally a very vocal chicken. Not today. What are you going after under there? What are you going after under there? Is that where all the good stuff is kept? Well, hey, thank you for joining us. We sure appreciate it. It's a beautiful afternoon. There's really not much wind. It's not cold. It's not hot. And somebody has found gold, apparently. Oh, you don't want anybody else to know. Okay, okay. We'll keep it a secret. Just between you and me and mm, close to 30 other people. You guys don't tell. Copper. Copper, you gonna come say hi? Peep Peep. Peep Peep will come say hi. Hi. My name is Peep Peep. I'm an Easter egger. I'm a sweet girl. And that's Gray Gray. She's already been taking over my seat today. Yeah, if you don't care, you can type in where you're watching from or ask me a question. I'll do my best to answer. Thank you so much for stopping by. People, what's going on, babe? What's going on that people want to know? What's going on? Really? When? When did that happen? Honey, it's just an empty bowl. There's nothing in there. It's just an empty bowl. You've already had scratch. Yeah, you've already had scratch today. Pretty girl. Well, it seems like they're all a little bit shy. They don't really want to come close, except for Peep Peep. I'm here in East Tennessee. This is part of our view. It's our sunset view. But 6:26. We've got a little while before sunset. Now listen, Safi, what are you doing in there by yourself? Come on out here. You don't have to be shy. Come on, baby. Come on, Safi. The people want to see you. You're beautiful. Come on. You don't have to stay in there by yourself. Come out and let everybody see your pretty eyes. Hey, babe. Hey, I'm not going to bother you. Safi is a sapphire gem, I was told by the person I bought her from, mixed with a French copper Moran. Hello, gorgeous. Hi. Hi. You going to talk to him? Tell him. Tell him you're beautiful and you know it, but you're definitely shy. She and her sister, who looks a little bit like her name's Frenchie. I got them about 3 weeks ago. Well, stretch. Yeah, girl, get it. Stretch. I'll get out of your way. I'm certainly not going to block your exit. If you've ever gotten yourself locked in a coop before, ask me how I know. I leave myself a little wiggle room. This used to be a little herb bed. Now it's just a mint bed. Yeah, that stuff spreads pretty quick. And this is their water, their swimming pool. And the rocks are in there so the bees can get a drink safely. Oh, I gotta go pick up that bowl. That doesn't belong out here. Sorry for the shaky camera work. No fancy equipment, just me and some pretty girls. Pretty, pretty girls. I got 12 eggs today, and one of them is giant. It'll be a double yolker. If y'all are interested, thank you for the like. If you're interested, I'll show you what they look like. That's the most eggs we've gotten in a day in a while. For 12 birds to get 12 eggs, that's pretty amazing. Put this here for now. This, if you've never seen one, is an elderberry bush. My son asked me why I planted it so close to the chicken coop. And I said, well, honey, when I planted that elderberry there was a swing beside it. There was no chicken coop. And you can see plans have changed. This is the original shed here with the door. And then my husband built on. See if I can back it off a little bit. Now, don't y'all get upset. It's not the neatest, but it's home. This is what I call the egg house. This is where I got part of the eggs. And there's their roosting ladder. And we had a different roosting ladder in here, and they didn't want it. They want to roost on the egg house and the ladder. So yeah, here's the eggs. Gotta kind of hide them from them, or they tend to get upset. Looky there. Well, hold on. Got it caught on that screw. Yeah, can you tell which one's going to be the double yoker? Oh, goodness. I got these four in the old doghouse in the front yard, under the front porch. And then all the rest of these came from right inside here. That's their favorite place to lay. Oh, it's not going to focus, huh? Oh, yeah, right over there. But it sure is an assortment of beautiful colors. Barbie, the big blonde, she's a buff Brahma. She lays this little egg. And it doesn't look like it on camera. Maybe not. It's kind of cream color. It's just barely got any color off of it. Look at it compared to this thing. Wow, huge. Now I hope the picture didn't go bad because I can't tell on my end. Where'd they all go? Guess this is the last few minutes before bedtime or coop time that they'll get to forage. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yep, we're all out here. When you live out like this and you let your chickens free range, you tend to count a lot, just like teachers count on a field trip, constantly. Keep those babies counting so we know if anybody walks away from the group. Nobody walks away from the group, girls. I used to have roosters. That was not a good experience. I know people can have good roosters. I'm not saying they weren't good at their job. They definitely kept them safe. Since we've not had roosters, I've lost more, but they thought of me as the enemy too. They sure did. Frenchie. Nope. Let's see. Are you Frenchie? I can't tell sometimes until I have those two together. This one right here and this gray one right there that you probably can't see very well. They look very similar. Well, Copper, tell us all about it. The girls, I'm not following you to bug you. I'm just wanting people to be able to see you a little better. Let's see. Peep Peep, who you running with? Who's your buddy, Peep Peep? It's crazy how much they look alike until you get them closer together. Peep Peep got raised by herself. When I bought her last April, I bought her with another little chick, and it didn't make it. It died. I think on day 2 or 3. And all the other chickens that I had, most of these girls were a lot bigger, and so I sure couldn't put her in with them. So I raised her in a big 100-gallon tub on the front porch. And she is the only one that truly just is actually friendly to me. Excuse me. She probably won't do it now because she's already come to me today, but she will come to her name. But she's busy. Mama can't be bothering Peep Peep right now. And Barbie up there, oh, she's a looker, but she is not one bit a fan of being anywhere near me. If I reach out to touch her, she is gone like the flash. Copper, Copper's a little bit friendly. Copper is an olive egger. That's what her tag said when I bought her. And these black ones are Australorps. Now, not all of them. Some of the black ones, and it's crazy how much it's hard to tell. The Australorps have more green in their feathers, which I know you can't see right now. But the other ones, the 3 I have left from my original 8 chickens 2 springs ago, they are slink chickens, I think. Ooh, is that awful to say? I've forgotten. I can't hardly remember a time when I didn't have the chickens, but sometimes maybe it's just senior moments. I forget what their breeds are. If you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Comments, welcome them too. Thank you for the like, for the thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Here's the view of the coops from the back. Currently, this is the only run that we're using, and that's the coop where they sleep. That's a shed. There, the whole wooden structure. And then that was the original coop that my husband built onto the shed. But sadly, it did not prove to be predator proof, and something got all of them. One morning, I found them before church. It was not a fun morning. But for the last few months, we've been doing really well. They free range during the day, and then they put themselves in bed at night. Thank you so much for coming in. If you don't care, hit the like button. Would sure mean a lot to me. I live here in East Tennessee, and I'm sure I don't have an accent. Ha, I know better. But depending on where you're from, I guess you do too. Well, hello, Levi. How are you? Thank you for texting. Or, sorry, thank you for chatting. I'm not really familiar with this too much. If you have a question, I'll be more than happy to try to answer it. Yes, the field needs to be bush hogged or brush hogged. Really, really bad. Thank you. Got 12 girls here, most of which you can't see because of the sun. Sorry. Let's see if I can get in a better position. Maybe behind a tree where I can not have so much sun you're fighting with. Does that help a little? Nope. Not unless we come back this way. What breed of chickens are those? Well, some of the black ones that have a lot of green in their feathers are Australorps. Australorp. The gray one over there, that's a mix between a sapphire gem and a French copper Moran. The bright green one here, her name is Copper. She's an olive egger. Um, I know these others you can't see, but you can see the blonde one right about near the fence post. She's super skittish. She is a buff Brahma. I did have two that looked exactly alike, and something happened to one of them. Girls, you have gotten yourself in a hard position for these folks to see you. I don't really want to push them out into the field, but I want you to be able to see them a little better. Yeah, they are. The gray one, let's see, I think that's Frenchie. Frenchie is beautiful, but I'm telling you, Sappy is absolutely gorgeous. Sappy's eyes look like the black sex link hen I had in my first 8 chickens. I named her Holiday, and I'm telling you guys, that chicken thought she was my pet. She would sit in my lap every day. She would bury her little beak into my under my arm. She would nuzzle me just like any other furry animal would cuddle. Oh, I found you on Facebook. That's how I found your YouTube. No, I don't do Twitch, and I don't know what idle restaurants are. You play idle restaurants for YouTube playables? No, I don't know about that. I do work a full-time job, so the chickens unfortunately can't be my all the time. But I really appreciate you coming in. Hi, Copper. Are you finding anything good? Are you finding something good, huh? Hi, Frenchie. They think you're really pretty. They think you're really pretty. I'm gonna get that camera out of my face. That's what you're really thinking, isn't it? I'm gonna get the camera out of my face. I'm not interested in being famous. I want to be full before bedtime, right? Yeah, we definitely need to brush hog out here. Good gracious. There goes Peep Peep. Bad texture. Yes. Oh, I don't even know what that is. Huh. Yeah, so here's a little look around. This is their backfield, and there's a pretty dogwood. It looks like it's pretty old. And then just over the hill there's a little pond. Ooh, I wonder if that's a woodpecker. I'm always a little nervous about hawks when I'm out here. Not that I think it would give me a warning, I don't guess. That was a pretty large bird. Trying to keep my eye on it. When it flies to a different tree, I can get a better look at it. Oh, definitely not a hawk. More like a bluebird or a blue jay. Sorry about that, y'all. I worry about my girls. Hi, sweetie. Hi, sweetie. Hi. Well, can y'all see any green in her feathers? I'm not really picking up too much from here. She's an Australorp. And no, I don't really have names for them. I just sort of call them Aussie 1, 2, 3, and 4. You girls don't come to your name anyway, do you? No. Where are you girls going? I went live so you could be seen, so people could interact with you a little bit, you know? Hear all your cute, funny noises? What in the world? Huh? What do you have? I saw you carrying something like a football. Oh, is that a frog? Did you really get a frog? Good girl. Oh boy, I did not expect to see that. Gray's not sure what she's got. She didn't know whether to trust it or not. What in the world? That is too funny. Let's see, does this help? Oh, why no, it blocks the view. I would go on out there and get closer, but I really don't want them to feel like I'm pressuring them out into the field at this late a time. But they will be back. They will come into the coop. When we first moved here, I love this view right here because it looks like a big bowl of green to me. Beep, 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 beep. Are you finding anything good? Are you going back for more frogs? Now, don't brag, because just because you found one, what in the world is a frog doing all the way out of here? Wow. Crunch, crunch, go the leaves. What? What are you saying? What are you saying? Yeah, I don't do chicken very well. No chickenese for me. Can't believe how pretty it is today. It feels perfect out here. It's not hot, it's not cold. It's awesome. I think I'm going to take you guys over here and show you the original run. We've definitely got some issues we've got to fix. Getting these leaves off of the netting. Last year in here, I planted three elephant ears. One here in the corner, one here in the middle, and one over there. And I never dreamed they would actually come up, but they did, and they got beautiful. So I'm hoping they'll come back. This is what I call, I know you can't see it from here, but I call this my dancing tree. I don't know if you can tell, but it looks like a dancer with her arm thrown back and her leg up in the air behind her. Seems like she's doing a big leap. And then this is what it looks like on this side. This right here is where I got trapped by a rooster last summer. A rooster that I raised from a chick, and it absolutely hated me. And he was so tall, he could almost look at me standing on the ground without even stretching his neck. He was actually the male of the black sex link chicks that I got, and he was terrible and enormous. And he no longer lives here or anywhere. I never, ever, ever thought I would be willing to let harm come to an animal, but I also never considered the thought that maybe a chicken could kill you. He made me question my safety. This is the new run. Oh, I don't remember if I ever finished my thought over here. This is an elderberry. And I don't know if you know about elderberries, but they're pretty much considered like a weed. They can grow anywhere. Well, not anywhere, obviously, but they do grow in a whole lot of zones. And in the fall, if you take a section, once all the leaves drop off, if you take a section of elderberry, let's say from here to here, where it gets two of these sets of nodes, I think they call them, and whatever end is growing closest to the ground, so this end, if you cut it at an angle and cut this end off straight, you stick it in the ground, it will absolutely grow. That over there came from a little twig of elderberry that I planted. This did. There used to be one in here, but the chickens, that was their playground. They climbed on it, jumped on it, picked at the leaves. They just finally killed it. But they leave this one alone, it seems like. And elderberry is fantastic for building your immunity. I know when I start coughing or sneezing or Anything that remotely makes me feel like I might end up at the doctor's office, make an elderberry tincture. And if you don't know, a tincture is simply whatever berry you're using, whatever flower you might be using, mixed with alcohol. And the alcohol removes any toxins from the elderberries. I know European elderberries have, what is it, arsenic in them in levels that are not safe for human consumption. Now, they say American elderberries don't have it, but I'm not trusting it. You have to cook them to get that arsenic out. But if you want to go the lazier way and still get the benefits, you just simply mix it with alcohol and take about a tablespoon a day normally, and then 2 tablespoons on days when you're not feeling very healthy. And it's amazing how much it has helped me stay away from the doctor. Well, hello. Hello. Did you need a drink, ma'am? This is one of my original girls. This is Monday. Her comb is so big, most people think she's a rooster. But she is certainly not a rooster. And even after 2 years, she doesn't trust me. She's okay with me, but the only time I get to touch her is at night when she's on the roost. And I admit I pet her sometimes just to aggravate her. Sorry, Monday. Well, I love it when they run. Looks like a woman picking up her skirts. Hi, Barbie. Barbie's comb is like a rose. They call it a rose comb. If she comes closer to me, I'll show you. Uh, I saw that, ma'am. Did you leave a gift? Let's turn. Sorry, I'll sit down and get more still so the camera isn't crazy shaking. There we go. That's a little better. Hi, Peep Peep. Peep Peep, Copper, and Barbie. And Aussie, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Whoa. Oh, there's a meeting over there going on at the water pool. There's Safi. Hello, beautiful. Hi, Safi. Come on. Come on. I've been telling the people how pretty you are and how your eyes look like my sweet holiday. What? What? Well, sorry. I know I'm shaking the camera around everywhere. I apologize. I'll try to move slow. Hi, Safi. Wow, there you are. You look pretty as a picture. You do. You're pretty as a picture. Well, she's just gonna come right up here where you guys can see her. Hi. That's a little flowering plum I found at Rural King for $12. My mom didn't think it would make it, but I believe it's going to. It's been here over a year now. If I sit real still, we all might get to see some wild birds. I've got chickadees and titmouse and a couple of different kinds of woodpeckers, and every once in a while a blue jay. They don't usually come out and go to the feeder unless I'm not here. Where are you guys from? And what time is it where you are? Well, there's a titmouse. Can you guys see it? Oh, see if I can zoom in so you can see better. They're fairly brave little birds. Well, I said that and then I leaned back and they flew off. Now that one, oh, sorry. Woo, didn't realize where the camera went. They love to hang out in the dancing tree and then come down to the feeder. Oh, she's back. Hey, Peep Peep. Now that one, I don't know what that one is. That is not the titmouse. If any of you guys know what that one is, I know it's hard to see. When I zoom in, it gets really grainy. Barbie, where are you going in a hurry? Hey, Peep Peep. You gonna say hi again? Huh? No? Oh, you got, oh, okay. She said she's got business to do. I love to see them graze out here in the evening. They don't miss a thing. You think they're not paying attention? I promise you they are. Chickens are not called chickens for nothing. They're just extremely alert. I'm hoping I'm going to get some hummingbirds. I saw one a couple of days ago, and I put out some food in the feeder there. But so far, I haven't seen any more. Right, Frenchie? If you see a hummingbird, you welcome it, okay? Don't scare it away. Copper's walking up like, who are you talking to, Mom? You're not talking to me. Hi, Barbie. Hey, gorgeous. You gonna show the people your rose comb? Your comb is so pretty. You just don't want anybody getting near you. Yeah, you can see the rose comb on her now. Mom, point that camera somewhere else. Point that camera somewhere else, Mom. Well, are you being mean again? Huh? Are you being mean again? I know it seems crazy to be entertained this much and this long by chickens, but I'm just telling you, it just never gets old. I think they're just beautiful and they're funny and they're curious and those little butt nuggets are pretty tasty too. What was that noise? What was that noise? Yeah, that's definitely one of the young ones. She's so rich in her color. She's just gorgeous. If you weren't here earlier, that one behind the plum tree. This one right here, her name is Monday. She's one of the only of my 8 original chickens that I have left. One died from a sickness. The roosters, well, they got unalived by my husband. because they were vicious. And then I had another Easter egger. She was precious. Her name was Friday. She would not let you touch her, but she stayed almost an arm's length away from you every everywhere we went. She was right at our heels. If my husband was working on a project, she was in his truck investigating his tools. If he went inside the coop to work on something, she went in with him. If he went out, she went out with him. And one day I came home and she was gone. So I'm assuming something got her, but I never found a single sign of her. And Gray right here was my first sapphire gem. I had two. I had Gray and Blackie Chan. And Blackie Chan had a huge comb that flopped over. Kind of made me think of a some sort of surfer dude or Justin Bieber. And he vanished one day when I was at work. What's your hurry? What's your hurry? Yes, Miss Daffy. Act like you want to say something. Thank you guys for coming in. We're here in East Tennessee. This is Hecktown Homestead. Sassy, you want to come talk to the camera? Come here. You want to come talk to the camera? Come on. You want to come talk to the camera? No, not right now. How about you, Monday? Oh, no comment. You gonna hide behind Daisy's car? These these are green stalks. I don't know if you've ever seen them before, but they're pretty amazing. Mine have got to be redone in the next few days. These chives have been planted in here for 3 years now. They overwinter here in East Tennessee, and clearly they're doing just great. These are some strawberries that I planted. Um, these are not June bearing. Oh, wait, no, these are June bearing. Sorry, I get that confused. So they don't put off many strawberries, just a few. But then in comparison, look at these over here. These are the ever bearing strawberries. I planted them last year. And they are, as my friend Danny says, Cadillacing. And they're trying their best to make some strawberries for us. I can't wait. Look at these down here. That's going to be delicious. Yep, peek right in there. Chickens like to go under there and dust bathe. You can see the hole that they've dug out. It's getting deeper. Hey, ladies. Hey, ladies. What was that? Who sneezed? What? What, Monday? Tell me. Tell me. What is it? Hi, girls. Are the neighbors' dogs bothering you? Hmm? Do the neighbors' dogs bother you? No, Mom. We hear 'em all the time. We ignore 'em. Monday. You are so pretty. You are so pretty, Miss Monday. Say hello, my name is Monday. I'm a New Jersey Giant. What are you doing? Well, those dogs are upset about something, aren't they? Are you preening feathers over here? Hmm? Are you preening feathers? When you realize I'm standing this close, you're gonna jump like you got shocked. I know. Hey, Miss Frenchie. Well, you didn't jump. That's pretty cool. Oh, the wind's picking up. Pretty girl. All right, well, thank you for stopping by Hecktown Homestead, where we love you because Jesus loved us first. Bye bye now.